Rent a Girlfriend season 3. I still don't understand
It's
why
still
you're
ass.
watching it.
Yeah.
And why are you watching it?
I'm invested in my pain through the show.
What's worse, watching through this or watching through Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer. I'm sorry.
Damn! Yo, what's good, guys? It is Casual Takes time again. And of course, I got my boy RJ from On the Rise. What's good, RJ?
Yo, what's up? Glad to be back.
Yeah, back for the rebrand, obviously, of course. And I cannot do a seasonal video without you because low-key, no one watches anime like us. Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah, there are a few in between seasonal watchers that are also YouTubers. So
yeah. For sure. If you guys have not been keeping up with On the Rise, on their Twitch, they have been talking about this little anime called Zom 100, and that's what I want to start with because I have a very love-hate relationship with Zom 100 personally.
Okay.
I love the premise, and I want all the characters in the show to like thrive and everything, and I love the themes that they hit in the show, but man, that schedule's ass, bro. Like the freaking man, I'm like, bro, stop blue balling me. Like next episode, come on, let's keep going. And it's like, it's so ironic to me that they reference OLM, who apparently, like, you know, Bug Productions is like, you know, people that used to work for OLM who worked them like crazy, and now apparently they're being worked like crazy over at Bug Productions or Bug Studio, whatever they're called. And it's like, yo, what's going on, bro? And you're not even pumping out the stuff. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic that this production of all anime productions is overworked because the anime itself is about overwork I think he worked in a marketing kind of thing where he like did videos for like, you know, different clients. So it wasn't animation, but it's still video. So it's similar routes there, and it's just ironic. Like they keep getting delayed. Studio Shaft left the production, but didn't leave the production. Everyone's wondering what happened with that. Everyone's like, what is going on behind the scenes of this anime? Like I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, but other than that, man, Zom 100 has been like probably my favorite new anime of this season so far. It's so different, you know what I mean? Like it's hitting on like subjects that really hit a bunch of people like around our age, like in their 20s, pretty much. Like we're just going through it, and it's like Zom 100 to me is definitely what you said it was. It's gonna be the it's me for real.
Yeah.
It's the me for real meme, and that, you know what, Akira is me for real, honestly.
No, it's a relatable show, especially if you ever worked a job you absolutely hated. I love it for what it does with the zombie kind of genre. I would say it takes it makes fun of it, and it also tells a zombie story at the same time while still focusing on human nature. And it's a fun ride throughout the entire run. People who come back and binge it will have a great time. Weekly watchers,
dude.
Weekly watchers, not so much at the moment because they're still waiting for the next episode, which is delayed 6-7 weeks or whatever, you know. So
it's that far back?
No, I exaggerated. It's like 2 weeks.
I was gonna say, I was like maybe 2 weeks, right?
Or something it's like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, but it feels like 6 weeks. No.
Yeah, it definitely. I think because that's what kind of kills it for me. I feel like the show would have gotten way more hype if it did come out weekly as it was supposed to. Because like the first 4 episodes, everyone was talking about it. It was at the top of the charts, and now it's fallen down because it's been delayed every other week. So it's like you ruin the hype for what could have been probably the in the ratings, the best new anime of the season. So
yeah, it was hitting on everything too. Likable characters, great premise, story's good, animation's fire, artwork is fire. Like it's literally hitting everything. You know what I mean? And it's like it's just so unfortunate. Like that stuff like production is just holding it back. Like, man, with like the delays really like disappoint me. But it's like it's still a really good show. I feel like if you haven't watched Zom 100 yet, definitely wait till, you know, probably in the next couple months, like wait so that you'll get the full experience of it, because it's actually really good and more people need to watch it.
And it sucks because it's the most accessible anime this season. It's on Crunchyroll, it's on Hulu, it's on Netflix. Like it's if you have a streaming service, you could probably watch Zom 100 right now. And on top of that, Netflix also has a live action up there to promote it further. So it's like, it could have been like the anime of the season. It's just those delays.
Man. Great anime though. Please wait on it though. Anyways, RJ, what's your first anime you want to talk about for this season?
Let's see. I'm not watching as much new anime as I did. I want to talk about. Let's just go ahead and jump into My Happy Marriage. Let's just go ahead and jump into My Happy Marriage.
Go ahead and say it.
My Happy Marriage is kind of mid. It's kind of mid. Like it's kind of mid, and I think hot take. I think people are hyping it up because they're starving for shoujo. Even though the better shoujo of the season, Ooku, which is also on Netflix, is better. It's 10 times better. Ooku is. I just finished binging Ooku 2 days ago, and it was a absolute ballbuster ride.
Ballbuster,
but literally in some situations. Yeah, My Marriage is okay. It's okay. It's all right. I like it, but it's okay. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's definitely not best of the season material that people are saying it is. It's all right. It's definitely not even best romance material, if you ask me. It's kind of Like I feel like a lot of subplots were like thrown to the wayside because they wanted the main couple to be happy, like just like that. Because like I'm thinking to myself, like, wasn't he supposed to be like this kind of not hard ass, but like cold-hearted type guy, where it was just like, this is why he kept cycling through fiancés. And third episode, he was in love.
I mean, look,
he was in love. So
I will agree with that. That they should have done the cold-hearted thing with him a little longer, for sure. Yeah, at least with me.
I wanted to see them bond, and by the third episode, like he learned about her past, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm on her team now." And I was like, he didn't have a reason to really, warm up to her, other than her just being nice to him, which I'm sure all the other fiancés were nice to him as well. At least I hope they were. But it does make you feel sorry for the main character, Mio. I do want to see Mio be happy. I do. It does make you feel for her. I'll give the show that, which I say it's okay. It's all right. But I think it's over.
So I love My Happy Marriage. I think it's amazing. Me personally. I do agree with some of the points you made, but honestly, this is the type of romance that I like, where the guy and the girl's like chemistry is so good. Like it feels really good, yet like there's so much tension too because of their upbringings differently. And I had to like dig deep about like, why do I like this anime so much? And it's very Korean in its storytelling. It's not Korean at all. I had to double check. I'm like, is there any type of Korean origin to this? It's actually not. There's not a lot of Korean things to it. There's not a Korean story writer. Nothing about it is Korean, but it feels so Korean in its storytelling. I don't know what it is. And if I had to compare it to something for any of you K-drama people that watch K-dramas, it reminds me of The Inheritors, where literally the main guy cycles through a bunch of women because they only want him for his money. And the point of Inheritors is like, you marry for power. You don't marry for love. And then he falls in love with this girl who actually loves because she loves, not because of money. And she's poor. So it's like, this definitely gives me the vibe of The Inheritors. And I don't know. It's a very, if you're like into East Asian type of storytelling of like romances or anything like that, and you love the Korean style of romance, I think you will love My Happy Marriage. It's got definitely some cultural undertones that like you have to understand to really understand like the family dynamics and stuff like that. Like I remember I had a conversation with RJ about this. He doesn't understand some of the family dynamics of like the tension and everything between different families, but it's something I understood immediately because I had the cultural insight of already being a part of, an Asian family, as well as I had to get married into an Asian family. So it's like I understood immediately what was going on. But like not everyone's going to understand that. And granted, it could be the fault of the writer they could have explained it better, but it's something I already understood. So yeah, it might be a problem. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that.
I mean, I understand the tensions between the families. I just think, for me personally, it was too fast paced. That's kind of my
Okay.
I wanted to develop more. Like the first episode was kind of slow, but I was expecting that to be like the general pace of the show. And then by the third episode, we were in love, and then it was they were basically married. Like it was like I was like, dang, okay, here we are. Like okay, shit. But I understand why people like it. It's an enjoyable show. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like I wouldn't call it bad. It's not a bad show. But
what do you think of the supernatural elements to it? Do you think the power like system even like matters in this show?
I think the power system is cool to look at. It's definitely underdeveloped in terms of anime power system as a whole. But I think that's not a negative for this type of show. The show is not focused really on the power scaling or power system or how these powers work. It's the fact that they have powers that kind of matters. And I also thought it was a nice touch because the first episode, from what I remember, doesn't let you know that they have powers.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. So I thought this was just going to be the standard Japanese romance, and then the second episode, suddenly it tells you that she was went through all of that because she doesn't have powers. And I was like, oh, so there are powers in this world. Okay. Which I thought was like a nice twist. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And I still think it is still a nice twist because I haven't caught up. I think I'm like 2 episodes behind. But from the screenshots and stuff I've seen, it's pretty much they're now delving into her family, her mother's family's powers, and those monster creatures that her husband is working to fight against, and the lore with that, which sounds interesting. So I think the powers actually add to the show. It's not detailed in the slightest, but I think they actually add to the show.
Okay. Yeah, at least in my opinion, the power system, I'm sure later on it'll be definitely more fleshed out. It's just definitely in the first like half of the show, it felt like super underwhelming, and I didn't understand what the purpose was. But now it's like, okay, I get there's a purpose to it, but I need to know more of it. But then again, you are right that it's not the main focus. For sure. So it's like I'm really excited for what's going to happen later on in this show. I think it's a must watch. Me personally, I think anyone who's even remotely interested in romance, at least check it out. I think you'll be surprised. Yeah. Back to me. All right. Let's just get this over with. Jujutsu Kaisen. The Shibuya arc just started as of this recording. So anything you guys say past September 8th? Dude, we don't know. So, anyways, we just saw the episode with Mekamaru and everything, and very cool fight scene. I'll give you that. Like, if there's anything Jujutsu Kaisen does right, whenever there's a fight scene, it's incredible. Like, it's a great fight scene with a bunch of motion, a bunch of colors, a bunch of animation, everything. But it's like, dude, did you care about Mekamaru like that?
So we're starting with the bad before the good. Okay. Okay. So JJK fans, just sit with me here. I'm starting with the bad before the good. There was good. Okay. There was good. But let's start with the bad. Let's get the negative out the way. The bad is JJK has done what JJK does best, and he killed off another character I did not care about. Mekamaru had 1 episode last season of him fighting Panda, and it was mostly about Panda. So
no, it was actually more about Panda than Mekamaru.
Panda than it was Mekamaru. And it was cute, and also they threw that relationship in there with Miwa. Like,
yeah, when was that ever foreshadowed?
When was that a thing? Again, there was no build up to his character. So to all the Twitter posts and everyone out there saying we should all just cry now. No, I'm not. To be honest, there was more build up to what's his face from first season, Junpei and Rika from the second season. If you haven't seen JJK yet, spoilers, I guess. Their deaths, and I still don't think they were fully fleshed out. Like they had more screen time than Mekamaru, to be honest. I didn't care about Bib. But yeah, JJK has done what it's done again for the third time in a row and killed a character that you really don't care about, or at least I really didn't care about.
No one cared about him. Who the
it
fuck?
added this relationship with Miwa that I guess I may have missed in the first season. Maybe I know they talked, but because they were on the same team, but I didn't consider them that close. Which, to JJK's defense, Miwa did say that she wanted to get closer to him, and they were all weren't close because they were maybe scared that they were going to die, right? And they didn't want to, get too close, and then one of them dies. She did say that. That is in the show. So to her defense, it's in the show that they were not that close. But at the same time, it's like, it's like a nudge of, this is what could have been. But am I bawling? Am I caring? Nah. And I'll tell you that I knew he was going to die. I knew he was going to die the second he didn't get up out of there after Mahito healed him. I was like, why did you stay and fight? Why did you stay and fight? Like, well, you should have left. You should have left. And I get that Geto put up that veil, but bro, you should have. The second they healed you, you should have sent out some signal, done something. Because he was like, I'm waiting for Gojo to arrive, and I was like, did he contact Gojo? Did he is he gonna contact Gojo? Like, how is he planning on doing that? Like, but he was just like, no, I can win. And I was like, no, you can't. Like, that's Gojo's ex-partner, and that's the special grade that's been fucking everyone up lately. No, you can't. Like, I don't know. But,
anyways,
yeah, go ahead.
Great mech scene though. As a guy who loves mecha, and I really wanted to like Mekamaru, but it was like, dude, I barely know anything about you other than your body was decrepit, and Geto helped you out with that. But great mecha scene, great references with Gurren Lagann and Ava, like we talked about off screen, but like, man, that was really cool references. I liked it a lot. Very bombastic, and great animation. Again, like, it was an amazing fight scene. But like we've said before, it's gonna take more than a great fight scene for me to fall in love with the show or fall in love with the character. You know what I mean? It's like, it's cool. It was cool. It's not anything groundbreaking or anything, but it was nice to see. Like, it was exciting. I'll give you that. But again, who the fuck cared about Mekamaru? like who the fuck? No one cared, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, can you kill off like Toto or something? Like, I'll care about that.
Yeah, like, I'll care about.
Legit, for sure. Or hell, Nobara, I'll even care about for sure. Like, honestly, even Panda, he got a full episode, and I understood him better. Kill off Panda, I would definitely like tear up a little bit over Panda. But Mekamaru, bro, you really thought Mekamaru was the wave? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I hate that we always have to shit on Jujutsu Kaisen because it's really not even that bad. It's fine. It's good to an extent, but come on, guys. Like, there's no way Jujutsu Kaisen at this moment should be getting the amount of hype it should get. Like, I see the vision of like, all right, this is the start, but it's just the start, guys. Like, it just started. Like, we're gonna get to the good stuff later on. I can see that.
I feel like JJK is in the same place the One Piece fandom is, which it's to the point where there are few anime only watchers now. There are very few anime only watchers, and the anime is kind of, at least in the West, the anime is serving as a treat to the manga fans. So that's kind of why they're excited, because they know what's going to happen, and they're finally seeing their favorite animated panels. They're finally seeing their favorite panels animated, basically. Which I am not a JJK manga reader, so I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm talking anime only. And I understand the excitement. But at the same time, nothing's happened yet. So
yeah, like like the Shibuya incident just like started. Like, it didn't even.
It literally started at the end of the episode. Yeah.
Like nothing even like Gojo just like walked through it and it ended. Like, that's it. Like,
yeah,
nothing happened. I don't know. Like, it's cool. I'm excited for the next episode for sure.
Yeah.
Please, no more delays, JJK.
I don't think we're gonna have any delays. Mappa's cooking with this or these next 18 episodes. They're not going to delay it.
Shoot. I hope not.
Yeah, it's exciting. The good. It's exciting. It's I'm definitely invested. We got to see a bunch of other characters. I did not expect to see what's his face. I think it's Maki's granddad, dad. I don't know.
Oh, yes, that guy.
Yeah, the Heihachi look-like dude. Yeah, I did not expect to see him with them because I was just like, oh, you're working. Okay. I was like, I thought we were gonna get to you in the later arcs, and he was just standing next to Maki like it was just a normal Tuesday. I was like, I thought they didn't fuck with each other. Okay, I guess they put that past them for work. I guess I don't know. Okay, cool. So I'm interested in see the other characters and what they can do like him. And what's their plan for Shibuya, because right now it just seems like Geto just wants to talk to his ex-husband.
Like, yo, Geto, all Geto could talk about is Gojo. I'm like, exactly. Yo, come on, man.
Exactly. It seems like he wants to talk to his ex-boyfriend. Like, and that's what it seems like. Oh
my gosh, bro. I swear, if this is another Sasuke Naruto thing, bro, I'm gonna be like, come on, man.
You know it's gonna be. It's gonna be. At this point, they can't. They're not gonna defeat the divorce allegations. Like they're really not.
They are not. Anyways, RJ. I think that's enough shit talking JJK. Let's move on. Let's what you got next?
I want to talk about. Let's talk about Rent a Girl. No, let me stop.
Oh my! I forgot you're watching that. Okay, we'll get to that later.
No. Let's talk about Horimiya.
Okay.
Horimiya is enjoyable this season. If you keep watching Horimiya, it's literally the missing pieces. Once again, that watch order is gonna look crazy because these episodes are in between the first season. And it is literally the missing pieces. And now I would say this kind of second season of Horimiya is way more slice of life focused than it is story focused, because each episode is like a different thing on a different character. So I kind of see why they cut it out for the first season, because they were just like, we're gonna get to the story. So I do feel like, because I feel like a lot of people, Horimiya fans are watching this, but a lot of like casuals who watched Horimiya season 1 was just like, nah, I'm good. But if you want more Horimiya, then it's out there. But hopefully this does good, so Cloverworks can give us a season 3 and continue the actual story, because I've said it before. The story continues past their graduation. It does.
That's great.
They graduate high school, and the manga still continues. Like, you literally see her little brother grow up and everything. Like,
oh, nice.
So we should we can get a season 3 of Horimiya easily. So I hope we actually do get it. But it's fun seeing them fuck around.
Here's my thing with Horimiya, right? I like Horimiya. I do, especially the first season. I think it's great. I will say this: my love for season 2, the missing pieces at least, it definitely died down a little bit. Like the first 3 episodes, I was super excited. Now I'm kind of just watching the missing pieces to support and be like, all right, well, it's gonna be another contained story, okay. And it's like it doesn't really progress any romantic relationships, because of course this is just the missing pieces, and we already know what happens at the end of season 1, and it's like, of course this is already in the middle of all of that and everything. Watch order is gonna be crazy for sure. I'm getting to that point where I do wish they just included this in the first season, because at least I would have had the slice of life stuff in between the romantic stuff and the actual story stuff, and it would have made it more bearable, and I would have liked it still. But I'm definitely into that point where I understand why the casual watcher of Horimiya just skipped this season, because it's like I'm not getting a lot extra with it. It's like it is cool to see the other characters get shine. It really is, but at the end of the day, we do know what happens to them at the end of season 1. I want to see season 2, like a legit season 2, like a continuation of the story. So I'm gonna keep watching, but it's like my excitement definitely has been drained from this season.
Understandable. That's understandable. Because it is just them goofing around at this point. That is the season. Yeah, it is them just goofing around. It's way more slice life than story focus.
Yeah. The funniest episode is the is the what is it the that track episode? What the field day episode, whatever they called it. That was the funniest episode.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I love that they get what's his name, the president's name. Shoot, I forgot his name. Sengoku. Yes, they I love that Hori and Miyamura grabbed him because they both got prompts that matched him. Like like if you guys know, the game was they get, there's paper scattered on the floor and they have to pick a random paper and you have to get whatever's on that paper. I believe it was Hori's paper that said get the president, and it was on Miyamura's paper that said get a really skinny guy. It just matched him. So they were both fighting over him. It was hilarious, bro. I don't know. That episode to me was the peak of the season, and that was actually like I think that was like episode 2 or something. It was
like episode 2. It was early on.
Yeah, so it was cool. I got nothing much more to say about Horimiya though, since it is technically not a continuation.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go to me next, and this is an anime I definitely want us to discuss because the discourse is going crazy. Mushoku Tensei, man, come on. We have to address, because okay, like, to preface this, me and RJ are still fans of Mushoku Tensei. Great anime.
Yeah.
But the internet wants to be the internet, and some things are valid. I'll give you that. I'm not going to deny the outrage is I could understand the outrage of some things. But there are some other things where I'm like, at this point you're just being mad to be mad. But we are at the point where Mushoku Tensei is starting to develop into a more nuanced story. For you guys that don't know, it is September 8th. So remember that. We watched the episode where we find out about this other person who is also from another world, but technically wasn't reincarnated. Yeah. So it's like literally plopped in from this world into this world, same body, same memories, same everything. No powers either. Yeah. No powers. Well, Rudius, in his old life, born again into this world, has powers and looks completely different. We don't know if it's because of the man god or anything. Probably is because of the man god, let's be honest. But it puts a lot of nuance of like, this person wants to go back while Rudius wants to stay. And it's like that dynamic of like, do I help this person? Do I not help this person? Et cetera, et cetera. It's getting to that depth. And this is so interesting to me. Like, I think this is where Mushoku Tensei is going to hit its stride. But it's unfortunate that the stuff before this episode like made people drop the show, and it's like, dude, you were right there. Just watch through it, bro. I promise you, the peak of the show is happening soon. Like it's getting there, but it's like, I don't know if you wanted to address anything, RJ, but man, it's like, oh.
So I feel like Mushoku Tensei's shortcomings is it's the anime, because shout out to Annie News. He's an anime YouTuber who specifically talks about fantasy anime. He does cut content videos of every episode of Mushoku Tensei from the novels, but they cut from the novels from the anime. And I watch them every week. And yeah, they cut out a lot of context that kind of explains why they're so casual about the certain topics they talk about. So if anyone wants a deeper dive into Mushoku Tensei world, I definitely recommend checking out those videos of his, which they're all interesting. But from the anime's perspective only, the shortcomings is the fact, I think, that they only stick to Rudius's perspective.
I see.
And they rarely, if ever, switch up to another person's perspective. Maybe at the start of the episode, we had Sylvie's perspective that one time. But they rarely ever switch up to any other character's perspective. The story is told mainly through Rudius' perspective, which is not the same case for the novel and the manga. I think that's his main shortcoming. I think that's where all the context is coming from, because Rudius is a piece of shit.
Dude. I don't know why people went into this thinking, man, I'm gonna like Rudius more.
Yeah,
he's been a shitty character since the beginning, bro. Like, I don't know what you expected.
Rudius is not a good person. So when you follow it through Rudius' perspective only, you do get the, oh my God, they're just treating slavery like it's a normal Tuesday.
That was wild.
Yeah, he's not a good person. So I think that's the shortcoming of the anime. But for me personally, I understand if that's too much for people. I had shows that were too much for me that I dropped. but it's not too much for me. And Mushoku Tensei's biggest kind of feat, I think, is the fact that it is an isekai finally told right. You can see that Mushoku Tensei was the blueprint for all the isekai that came after, because all the isekai that came after felt like they were missing something. They felt like they were carbon copies of each other. They felt like they felt like the most basic ass, no depth, no nuance to this story. Just random dude goes into the world, gets hair, and defeats Demon Lord. But this time he has a smartphone. Like it changed the gimmick every time, change one thing, but to keep the same thing. But Mushoku Tensei did all of that, all the isekai tropes, and it still stands out, even though it came out after its predecessor. The anime came out after its predecessors. It still stands out. You can see why so many people read this original novel, and then it became the genre that it is today. Because the girl that transferred back, that didn't get reincarnated, is the girl he saved. It's the girl he saved. And it's like, there are few isekai that do that, that connect his previous life to the world we're living in. And that's where the interesting part of Mushoku Tensei comes in, because everything we encounter is kind of fleshed out. We're not just forgetting about the previous world. He's not just living a new life. He's trying to, but his old life and everything's coming back to him. He's seeing the consequences. And now the girl he saved is right in front of him. And on top of that, the girl he saved him in this world.
Yeah.
She told the dragon guy to revive him. She saved him. So now they've saved each other once, and now they're working together. That's interesting storytelling. That's some good shit right there. I'm here for that. Like, I'm here for that. Like,
yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen could never. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But to piggyback off of what you said, the last episode of Mushoku Tensei that came out as of this recording, it proved, honestly, that nailed in the coffin for me. Like, this is probably the greatest world building I've ever seen in anime, because you're adding on top of not just this world, the previous world that they came from as well. And it's like, dude, the scene where they're switching languages between Japanese and their native language that's Sylphie could understand or whatever, and the fact that they're like, all right, no, let's talk Japanese right now, and then now let's talk into this other language. It's like, man, this is like I know it seems simple, but no other anime does this. Like, literally, no other one I could that I could remember does it like this. Like, it's just assumed in a lot of anime, if they're doing multiple languages, that they're gonna switch between or whatever. In this anime, no one assumes anything. And you could tell by Sylphie's expressions of, like, she couldn't understand what they're talking about, or she can't understand what they're talking about. Like, that nuance is just lost in a lot of fantasy anime. But this one is like, it's so different.
It's literally watching what the isekai genre should have been. Like,
it should, dude.
It's literally watching what we went through for like 5+ years with this fucking genre, and it's like, this is what it should have been. And like, you can see why this is the blueprint, because go ahead. I was just like, everyone took the concept and ran with it, but didn't actually take the nuance and the world building and the writing from Mushoku Tensei and actually did it. Some people did. There are some, but most did not.
Dude, it's like, why did you? It's like they only wanted an excuse to have a fantasy, and then it's like, but they didn't understand the nuance of the story of, like, why they had the reincarnation of into this new world. Like, they didn't understand, like, the why in everything. And in this, there's a why to everything, or it's coming. You know what I mean? Like, it's like all the stuff we don't know about, they're starting to unravel, or we know now it's going to answer our questions later. And it's like, I cannot wait for that. But for Mushoku Tensei viewers that that are online very vocal about, oh my gosh, this is such a shitty anime. No, you just don't like Rudeus. Can you like rephrase and say, like, you just don't like Rudeus? And that's very valid. Like, honestly, if you drop the show because you can't stand Rudeus, I'm not mad. It's like, I get it. You know, he's a very despicable person, and he's the main character. Totally understand. That's the reason why I dropped Seven Deadly Sins. Fuck Meliodas, bro. Like, honestly, I'm like, I can't stand Meliodas, bro. But for some reason, Rudius is, I don't know. Am I hypocritical? Maybe. But to me, Rudius is so much more complex. It's like I can't take everything he does at face value. Like he is way more he's way more dimensional than that. Like he's the reasonings for what he does things is like you know, I understand they're not excuses. Like it's still bad, it's terrible, but it's like, you know, he's still, I don't know. Do you have a way to explain this, RJ?
I wouldn't defend Rudius. I feel like for me, he's still quite interesting to watch because because of the world and the story of Mushoku Tensei itself. Not really Rudius is kind of the grab to Mushoku Tensei. I don't hate him, but for me, my threshold, like I said, it depends on, you know, who you are and what you take. You know, not saying this is a good or a bad thing. But my threshold with anime and shitty characters is very high. I mean, I've seen School Days. I'm watching Rent a Girlfriend, like, and they're like, I've seen worse than those. Well, you don't really get worse than School Days, but
did you see Inukai's dog?
I watched the first 5 episodes of Inukai's dog, and I was like, yeah, no.
There you go.
Yeah, see. So it's like, and there'd never be a time where I'll defend these characters, or even for Inukai's dog's sake, these anime, because don't watch Inukai's dog. The fuck was that? Do not recommend. Also, don't recommend School Days. But there's no time I'll defend these characters. But because I've seen worse syndrome, I would say, for me personally. Mm-hmm. So when watching Rudius, I'm like, yeah, he's bad. I understand if you want to drop the show and you don't like him. But for me, I've seen worse. So it's just like I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, that was shit. All right, next thing. All right, like it's like, yeah, that was shit, but I'm still invested in the story, so I want to see it. And 9 times out of 10, you get a character like Rudius, and you have a bunch of people that are on his dick and think he's the best MC of all time, which I don't.
Oh no,
but you get characters like Rudius in shows like School Days, in shows like Rent a Girlfriend, and then there's the show's bad, the character's bad, everything's like, yeah, I'm dropping this shit, right? But the show's not bad.
It's good, actually.
The character, I would say the character's not bad. The character himself is bad. The character writing is good.
Yes.
Like the character himself is a terrible person, but the character writing is good. And as a Gintama fan, I love the fact that they use stupid reasoning for putting him where the plot needs him to be. Like he went to this magical school because he has ED.
That's insane. That is an insane reason.
He's there to solve his ED, but while he's trying to solve his ED, he gets involved more into the world, and then we start to realize that the Japanese girl is there. You know, she wasn't reincarnated, except the story starts to happen, basically. And that's what Gintama does. It does stupid reasoning. You know, Gintoki's there to make his dick bigger, and then suddenly he's in a world-like crisis. As a Gintama fan, I'm used to shit like that. So
yeah.
So like, yeah.
As a JoJo's fan, this is like not that weird. To go to you know, a school to fix your ED. That's not that weird. I think you nailed it on the head. Where it's like, I'm not trying to defend Rudius. It's more like I put up with him. You know what I mean? It's like it is the I've seen worse syndrome for sure. But it's like, to me, my threshold's pretty high too. Like the dude bought a slave, saw nothing wrong with it, and I'm just kind of like, well, that happened. All right, move on.
Oh, shit. Okay. And like I said, I think it's a personal thing. So I never, if someone tells me, I actually, you know, my roommate, she watched the first 3 episodes of Mushoku Tensei. She got as far as Paul cheating, and once he slept with the maid, she was like, no, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. They're all terrible people. I was like, understandable.
Crazy story. My wife walked in on me watching Mushoku Tensei, and it was still season 1 where he was a baby, and he was like, yo, like he was like touching his mom's boobs or whatever, and like, yo, I love these boobs or whatever. And then my wife was like, what the fuck are you watching? Like, look, I know this looks bad, but he's 40. I promise you, he's 40. And he's like, no, he's fucking not. And I'm like, you know what? I get it. I get it. But yeah, Mushoku Tensei's story is just amazing. Like, there's no denying how good the story is. But, you know, I feel like people just they just say things like, oh, Mushoku Tensei's bad when you're just saying that to spite, like, because you hate Rudius. Like, that's all it is. You just don't like Rudius. Like, I don't know. Don't tank the whole show just because, like, oh my gosh, fuck Rudius, so fuck this show. It's like, no, fuck Rudius, but the show's good. Like, you know, there's a difference. Yeah, if we got nothing else, I think it's your turn, man. It's your turn.
All right, so I'm going to talk about Undead Murder Farce or Undead Girl Murder Farce. It goes by 2 titles. Undead Murder Farce.
Explain the show for everyone that doesn't know, because I don't know. I don't know anything about the show.
So basically, the show follows it follows this group of 3 people. Where's this guy? He's an Oni. This girl, she's a mortal, and her maid. And they are detectives, and they go around solving cases, specifically because in this world, monsters like vampires, werewolves, et cetera, are common. They know they exist. They live amongst the humans sometimes. They go around specifically solving cases for those monsters. And the immortal girl has had her body stolen. So she is just a head. Ooh. She's literally a talking head in a cage. And she recruits the Oni dude, our main character, to help her find her body because someone stole her body. And with that, it was like I walked in, I was like, okay, that's interesting enough to get me to watch the first episode. The presentation for the first episode was absolutely amazing. It's not really the animation that is incredible. It's more of the presentation of the animation. It's like keeping you invested while they do the exposition dialogue. Like, it's like a really, really, like, that was a cool way to show exposition.
Okay.
And then when you get to the second arc of the series, that's when the show kind of gets into its own, because it starts to introduce all these public domain characters. And you have Sherlock Holmes, Aleister Crowley, Moriarty, Lupin, the Thief, the Opera, all in this one world. They all exist in this one world. Any public domain character you can think of, all those famous characters, and they all go at it in this battle of wits to find the man that stole her body, because apparently he did something to all of them. And without spoiling who that man is, Frankenstein's in there as well. Carmilla the vampire. We haven't gotten to Dracula, but if Carmilla's in there, Dracula's in there. We're gonna get to Dracula. Werewolves, etc. You name it, they're in there, and they're all like, it's like this battle of wits, and it's like this, they're combining this mystery detective show with like kind of like I don't know, it is this mystery detective show,
right?
So
yeah,
and it's cool. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I did not expect it to be this good, to be honest.
And you said it was your favorite new anime this season, right?
It is my favorite new anime this season. Yeah, I did not expect it to be this good. I walked in thinking it's gonna be okay, and I was like, oh, this is actually really good.
Interesting. Okay, so and it's just 12 episodes right now, right? Or like it's going to be just 12 episodes?
I mean, 13 episodes. I think it's on
13 episodes.
I think it's on episode 10 right now. So 3 more.
Okay, I'll probably at this point I'll probably just wait till it all comes out, and I'll just binge it all at once to see what you're talking about. Because honestly, mystery shows and like detective type shows have been drawing my interest lately. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I definitely something I'll keep my eye on that one. But the way you explain it, like it sounds really interesting.
It's supernatural. It's a supernatural detective show, basically. So
yeah, all right. And you know, and what you said about the exposition thing, where like they keep you engaged in everything, even though they're giving you all this information, I'm like, all right, I need that, because I swear if I get another Fate Zero episode 0 exposition episode, I'm gonna freaking shut this up, bro. God damn, bro.
No, it's nothing like that. No.
Yo, imagine talking for an hour and nothing happened. It's just panning. Like I'm like, all right, bro, please.
The shot of him just walking around Kirei as it follows him in the first Fate Zero episode. I think it's Reen's father following Kirei in the first episode. It's like you literally just follow him around as he's talking. is literally like ingrained in my head as one of the most boring anime scenes I've ever seen.
Bro, it's the panning that got me, where I don't remember which characters it was, but I remember all it did was one huge room, zoom in, and just pan over. And I'm like, bruh, why has this been going on for 5 minutes? Like, what's going on?
I say this as a huge Fate fan. It was the most boring anime scene I've ever seen. I was like, what is this?
Bro, that was the first episode of one of the greatest anime I've seen. I'm like, bruh, if people drop it after this episode, I don't blame them. Because I'm like,
it's a very hard threshold to get past, especially because it's like an hour. So you're like, God damn.
So you said, okay, so this anime is called Undead Murder Farce, right? Okay, bet. I'll keep that in mind.
It's on Crunchyroll. So
Crunchyroll. Okay, so for all you guys that want to watch it, hey, there it is. I'm gonna speed through this next one because I know you haven't seen this one. It's Masamune Revenge season 2. I don't think you've seen that one, right?
I read the manga.
You read the manga, okay?
So yeah, I read the complete manga. So
I see. Okay, so to make this quick, Masamune Revenge to me season 2 so far surprisingly good. I'm not gonna lie, like surprisingly, I'm like honestly when this got a season 2 greenlit, I'm like, dude, I haven't watched this show in like 8 years. Like, what's going on? And so when I started the season, I was expecting honestly ass. I was like, man, this is about to be ass, isn't it? Watched it. Pleasantly surprised. I was like, whoa, I actually care about what happens now. I'm like, all right, are they going to stay together? Who knows?
What arc are we on?
So I'm trying to remember what happened last episode. The White Day episode. Masamune tried. No, the last scene I think was Masamune trying to give her a gift for White Day, and she said, no, I don't need this. It's okay. That's all I remember. Do you remember that in the manga?
Yeah, so what? Because I'm looking at the poster right now and I see the French girl. Like, have you met the French girl yet?
Not like we met her, but like we don't really know much about her. Like, you know what I mean?
So they already went to the school trip. Okay, I know where you're at. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think the school trip is like actually like this episode coming up.
Okay.
So yeah, and so they're together, like they're together. And we find out like they actually like each other. You know what I mean? Like not just like for revenge sake or like because she feels sorry for him. They actually like each other. Yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say. Was like it was actually not as. It wasn't bad. Like this season's actually been better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm excited for what happens in the next few episodes before this season 2 ends. And if the manga takes it farther, then hey, I'm hoping for a season 3 to come out. Please don't take 8 more years. But yeah, hey, I'm actually pretty glad they did this, man. All right, that's all I got to say. You can say your next one whenever you're ready.
All right. Should we just get to the big one, or should we talk about Rent a Girlfriend?
Hey, that's up to you, bro. What do you do? You want me to be mad or like excited?
No, there's not much to say about Rent a Girlfriend, really.
Let's just get it over with. Fuck it. Rent a Girlfriend season 3. I still don't understand why you're watching it. Yeah. And why are you watching it? Oh my God, that's what I don't understand.
It's like a hate watch you just can't put down. You know, it's like. I'm invested in my pain through this show. Like I don't know.
What's worse, watching through this or watching through Demon Slayer? What was worse?
Demon Slayer. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Demon Slayer was boring. Season 3 Demon Slayer was boring.
Oh, so Rent a Girlfriend was like, well, things are happening at least.
Exactly. At least it's not boring. Like Rent a Girlfriend has me screaming at the screen. Like, why are y'all like this? Who wrote this show? What's going on? Demon Slayer, I was literally falling asleep.
Let me ask you this: Did he confess yet? Like, actually confess yet, or no?
No.
God damn. All right, bro. All right, explain. Why?
So yeah, in this season, it's the which is rated from the manga community of Rent a Girlfriend as the best arc in Rent a Girlfriend, the filmmaking arc, where they make a film. And Rent a Girlfriend definitely has the Chizuru's backstory and that whole arc. It's definitely really well written. However, it is completely ruined by the horniness of the author of this show,
Of course.
who decides to insert his penis in every single thing ever and just write his characters in a way that is just so frustrating to look at. That this guy has clearly never touched grass, and the joke that he won't let the main character Kazuya and Chizuru end up together because he himself wants Chizuru is looking true and true, because dear God, he is in love with the main girl he drew. Like, she is like goddess in the show, and it's just like, damn, like, dude, chill. Like, damn. It's a complete hate watch. Every bad thing you've heard about the show is true. Let me not, sugarcoat it. It's true. Every bad thing you heard about the show is indeed true. It is a good hate watch though. And I'm enjoying
good hate watch is crazy.
I'm enjoying my time hating on it as I go through, and the headache and the turmoil I'm witnessing. Like, dear God, what is happening?
Why would you put yourself through that? Why would you put yourself through that?
I don't know. It's like it gives me like, it's not as good because but it gives me like it fills the void that Domestic Girlfriend left.
And did you like Domestic Girlfriend?
I actually did like Domestic Girlfriend. Domestic Girlfriend, I'm going to recommend. Domestic Girlfriend, I can recommend. That's a good ass story. But
the fact that this fills that void is crazy. Then
it fills the void of screaming out the scream like, no, what are you doing? Oh my God! And I'm not bored. I'm not bored at all.
Jesus Christ! What's the most despicable thing they've done in this show so far in this season? I'm so curious.
The most despicable thing they've done this season. It's not really as bad as the other two seasons, but I guess. Wow. We haven't gotten to the iconic panel yet. It hasn't been animated yet.
Is it the panel with the condom or no?
No, it's the panel with where he's imagining can we say it on YouTube? It's the panel.
Hey, you know what? Well, in post, we'll have to cut it out if we have to. But
it's the panel where he's imagining Chizuru and a guy.
Oh, it's the cuck scene. Oh, yeah, okay.
And he gets turned on by it, and you're like, what is going on? We haven't gotten to that yet. But
it's supposed to happen this season.
I don't think it's supposed to happen this season.
Oh, thank God. Oh my gosh.
But Jesus. Yeah, nothing really bad has happened this season. It's just stupid ass shenanigans of this dude heavily just drooling over this girl, and you're just like, she's not perfect, dude. Like, she literally say hi to him, and he'd be like, oh my God, he said hi to me. And it's like, yeah, she greeted you.
Does he still have the pile of like nut tissue next to him? Or like what?
No, because because they're working on a movie together, so she's constantly in his apartment, so he throws it away. So he's actually cleaning his apartment now.
Thank God, bro. Get that shit out of here.
They added another girl, though she's not part of the harem. She's like
she's just there.
She ships them, and she's trying to help him get together with her. She's a fun, interesting character, but it's still the headache because it is Rent a Girlfriend. I cannot recommend it.
All right. Moving on. Because that was insane. I might as well get this out of the way. I think I officially dropped Bleach. Because I'm officially, I think, like 5 episodes behind, and I don't care. I'm like, I do not. Maybe dropped is the wrong word. It's on hold till I feel like watching it because I got bored. I'm not gonna lie. Story was not progressing the way I wanted to, and everyone's only hyping up fight scenes and transformations. I don't care. I don't care. Just to say that I don't think RJ's watched any of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, right? Have you?
No, I'm caught up.
Oh, you're all caught up with Bleach.
Man, I think the new episode came out today.
Okay.
It might have come out today. I don't know. No, or tomorrow. It comes out sometime later this week.
Yeah, sometime.
Because everyone's talking about the Orihime scene that was cut. But
yeah. And the Rukia transformation. I don't.
So with this, it's not that I don't care. It's that I like seeing these panels animated as a person who read the manga. So high school RJ is very happy because he finally gets to see these panels animated. But I think the arc still has the same problem that it did during the manga is that it's turned into this fight of the week type format, which I think Kubo has a major problem with his writing, because there's a way to do fight of the week type formats while still making it interesting and still moving the story forward. I mean, you can look at series like One Piece. JJK is even really good at doing that. You can, moving the story forward while still having kind of the fight of the week type format. Other shows, of course, a bunch of JoJo's as well. Maybe not part 3, but
not part 3, but part 4 and 5. Yes, they progress.
I haven't seen them, but from part 1 and part 2, JoJo's was really good at doing that, especially part 2. Was really good at having like the fight of the week format while still moving the story forward. And there's a way to do it. Bleach, I don't think does it well, because it is like, okay, where is this going? We know we're coming into this episode to see the Soul Reapers power up and defeat the Quincy's somehow, right? We know it's going to do it, and on top of that, it doesn't even make it that much interesting or that much risky, because the Soul Reapers might get damaged in the end, but they don't die or lose. So it's like we're coming in to see which our favorite Soul Reaper win this week, right? And how they win. The powers are cool. It's interesting. But at the same time, I also don't like the whole Juha box sitting there on his throne as his army is getting slowly defeated every week, talking about all a part of the plan. Like, sir,
like what?
Sir,
like, all right, bro.
All a part of the plan. They're literally dying. They're killing your men one by one. You're losing the war. Like,
oh man.
And it totally not Mark said this best in his video of Bleach when he went through it. Within arcs like this, it feels like the story stops until Ichigo arrives. So you're waiting for Ichigo to arrive to continue the story that you initially read this manga for or watched this anime for. And Ichigo did arrive. He has arrived, and Juhabak finally started to do stuff. And it's like that. That's the main flaw with, I guess, Kubo's writing style of these arcs. It's the same with the Rancor arc. We were waiting for Ichigo to arrive for him to fight Aizen, for the story to start. And it's like, I think that's the main problem with it. I'm still invested because I want to see how the ending is different from the manga ending. But I understand why people are just like, can we get to it? It's the pacing of it. It's just like, can we get to it? It's annoying. It's kind of a drag. It is dragging it out. And even with the anime being more fast paced with the manga, it's still dragging it out. To be honest, I was Kubo. I would have changed that completely. I want a war arc where they actually fight in a war, like in a war, they're all on the battlefield. Like, why are they going off to separate locations and fighting one-on-one? Like,
yeah, there's no one-on-ones in war, bro. Like, I'm sorry, that's not how a war works.
I want a war arc where it's not a one-on-one. Like, and you get that when Ichigo finally arrives. Suddenly, it stops becoming a one-on-one, and you're like, all right, now it's interesting. But it's like 5 episodes until Ichigo arrives. So
yeah, look, like I said, Bleach isn't bad. It's just the way it's going. I'm waiting till the story actually starts for me to start caring again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that is what it is. I'm still happy Bleach and their fans are getting this stuff, of course. Like, I'm not shitting on Bleach. It's just, man, I thought Kubo was gonna solve the pacing problems, but clearly not. Clearly that didn't happen. But yeah, that's my only thing about Bleach. I don't know if you want to talk about another thing, RJ. You got another thing?
Okay, I want to talk about Ooku.
Oh, okay. I never heard of it, actually.
I feel like Ooku was kicked underneath the rug because of Netflix, and it wasn't released weekly. It was released all at once.
Netflix.
Yeah, it was released all at once on Netflix as special.
I see. How many episodes?
It's 10 episodes.
Okay.
10 episodes, and is it categorized as a? Hold on, because I'm trying to find it on my anime list. Is it categorized as a winter season? I'm pretty sure it came out this winter. If it didn't, it's in my winter. I'm pretty sure they came out this summer, but it's OOKU.
Oh, the interchange, Ooku.
Yeah.
Interchanges, something like that. Okay.
Well, it was in June. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it was a spring anime.
Either way, yeah, just do like a quick summary on it because no one's heard of it, and if you say it's good, I might check it out.
It released kind of mid spring ending, but Either way, I'm going to include it because it is good. It's basically how do I describe Ooku? So the concept itself is interesting in its own right. It's basically feudal, not feudal, Edo period Japan, and you flip it. Like, what if women ruled Edo period Japan? So this deadly virus is going around, and it's only affecting men. So the men population is dwindled down to like a handful, and women now have to take charge because the men are dead. You know, the men are dying, and there's few men. There's more women than are men. So it's like, what if women ruled Edo Japan, and the political journey of that? So now the shogun, which is the emperor of Japan, that's what they call their emperor, shogun. The shogun is a woman. And you follow this woman shogun as she discovers the history of this place called the Ooku within her chambers. And the Ooku is about 60 something, I think. Very, very gorgeous looking men. And they're all her prostitutes. They're all her prostitutes. And she kind of discovers why this is a thing, how the Ooku became to be. And it's like this, you go back in time and find this political journey of how this Ooku came to be, what happened when all the men started to die, how did the power shift happen, how did Japan deal with having a woman shogun, and it's this political drama on this not worldwide scale, but like this Japanese scale, and it's very interesting to see kind of how the gender roles play into this political drama, and it's rated TVMA. It's rated TVMA. It completely is. So
okay,
yeah, if you ever wonder what Japan would look like if women ruled it, watch Ooku.
Hey, that's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely will keep that in mind, and it's on Netflix, so that should not be a hard binge. Did you watch it in English dub or sub? Subbed, okay.
So it is categorized as I'm looking at it right now. It is categorized as a spring 2023 anime because it came out in June. But I mean, that's kind of late spring, if you ask me. Like,
that's summer, dude. Come on, let's be real. If you come out in June, it should be summer.
Yeah, I was like, it came out in June. It literally came out while other summer anime were coming out. That's why I thought it was a summer anime. So
yeah. Well, while we're on Netflix, I'm gonna talk about Baki because the new season of Baki came out this summer, and let me tell Netflix this, bro. Can you guys like be universal in your fucking uploads, bro? Like, cause it makes no fucking sense for you to drop 13 episodes in July, and then like a little more than a month later, you drop another 15 episodes. Or another 13 episodes. Like, well, what's up with that, Netflix? Like, I'm not caught up on Baki because I only watched like 2 episodes of the recent drop you did. Like, come on, bro. Like, be consistent, please. Drop it all at once or drop it like weekly. You know, like, I don't know. That shit made no sense. But Baki, it's Baki. I don't know what to tell you, man. If you've never seen Baki before, Baki has a vibe.
That's one way to describe it.
Like, so if you've never seen Baki, take JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but less magical, but more crazy, if that's even possible. That's Baki. Insane. Great fight choreography, great action. If you're looking for something deep, don't watch the show. It's meant to make you laugh and be excited for fights. All right, that's all it is. Baki was never deep for me, but if you're looking for amazing fights and great choreography and funny moments, man, Baki has everything for you. Honestly, that's all I have to. I don't have a lot to say because Baki is not that deep like that. The pickle arc, which is the first arc of this new season, was very entertaining. I'll give you that. The way they had to explain how this caveman fights is hilarious, and why he can beat some of these martial artists. It's so funny to me how they did it like that. But I'm like, all right, I just accept whatever they give me because it's Baki. That's all it is. It's just because it's Baki, I'm accept it. Oh, one of the funniest scenes though. It's funny for me because in the new drop that they did, the first episode, they talk about everything Baki's been through and everything, and how he's like, man, I'm really growing into a man, and then he puts on his high school uniform, like, oh shit, he's in high school. I was like, oh right, he's only like 17. I forgot. I was like,
yeah.
Dude, look at Baki, and you tell me that dude's 17, bro.
He's not.
You tell me, bro. Fucking 17 going on 35. Like, come on,
bro. He's not 17. That's not.
Oh man, that's dude. Like, come on, bro. He's basically the Rock level of ripped, and he's and he's 17, yo. Anyways, that's all I had to say about Baki. Great anime if you want some fun. It's on Netflix. You can watch it. RJ, just talk your next one, bro.
All right, I think the next one's my last one.
Okay.
This is the last one I'm watching this season. Link Click Season 2.
Let's talk about it. Come on.
Link Click Season 2 is my favorite of the season. I absolutely love Link Click so much that's what the next video is on.
Okay.
Link Click Season 2 is blowing it out of the water for me. It really is. Every episode is fantastic. The story is fantastic. I do think it has a little bit of pacing issues with moving the story along, but I think that's the point because it does take place all in this one night, and it's just like, yeah, that's the point. This all happened in one night. It's like,
by the way, shit. I did not watch the most recent episode yet.
Yeah, so I haven't watched episode 10, I believe.
Of season 2. Yeah, episode 10, season 2.
Yeah. Episode 10 of season 2, I haven't watched. I'm going to watch it today, so I don't know what's going to happen. But the last episode 9, I was like, holy shit.
That was crazy, dude.
Like, the backstory of the murderers of the first season, how they're just tying it all together and how they came to be. The different powers at display, the time loops, how they're using time within the story. All fantastic writing, fantastic character drama, fantastic, like just setting a scene. I'm like, damn, is anime of the year gonna come from China?
Is anime Chinese now? Like, what's going on?
We gotta get together and discuss. Like,
we gotta redefine what anime is. Like, you know what I mean? Which,
once again, that's what next video is about. But yeah, so it is fantastic. If you have not watched Link Click, you're gonna have one of the greatest binges of your life ahead of you, to be honest, watching season 1 through season 2. So definitely recommend.
I'm so glad Crunchyroll got Link Click, because watching that shit on Funimation was ass.
It was ass. Yeah. It was ass. Yeah. I'm so glad they put it up there. Yeah.
Oh man. But to add on what RJ said about Link Click, I think it is definitely like top 3 of the season for sure. It's one of the best story writing, and like it's so interesting seeing the dots just connect. You're like, okay, this is what happened. This is what happened. This is why they are connected. This is how this person knows this one. And it's like, okay. And it's like, you see the, how can I put this? You see the reason why these sequence of events are happening. You know what I mean? And it's like, now we know now we really know the motives of the antagonists, the group of antagonists. By the way, there's not just one, you know? And it's like, okay, I need to know how this ends. You know what I mean? Like, how is everything gonna be solved? You know, it's clearly, like, if you guys watch season 1, you'll understand how psychotic the antagonist is in season 2. You're like, I get it. You're like, totally understand why you went psychotic. I'm so curious how they're gonna utilize the girl. You know what I mean? Like, how the girl's gonna be really utilized. I'm so curious how Lu Guang is gonna, just figure it out, because right now he's Lu Guang's the white hair guy, right?
Yeah, Lu Guang.
Yeah. How is he gonna get out of the situation? Because he is right now, like, he's fucked. I'm sorry, he's fucked. I don't know how he's gonna get out of it.
The thing I love about Link Click is such a like, you gotta wait till you see the whole thing. Like, you gotta wait till you see the link. Because I remember like 2 episodes back, Lu Guang saved I know his name, first name Chang. Is it Shang? Shang, I forget his last name.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
I think it's Shang Xiao. I think.
It's with an X.
Yeah,
I know that.
Xiao.
Yeah.
I think it's Shang Xiao. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but so yeah, he saved him, and everyone was just like, Lu Guang was stabbed. Like, how did he jump out of a building, get on a turbo boat, and save Shang Xiao like that? Like, how did he do that? And then the next episode, you find out that Shang went back in time, took over Lu Guang's body, and saved himself. And you're just like, holy shit! Like, that's link click, right? Where you think that the writers just put in a plot hole, but you just gotta wait till the next episode. Like, they know what they're doing. And the music is the music is fire. The music is absolute fire.
Yeah, I mean, this also is like this isn't as big of a oh my gosh moment because like I low-key kind of expected it, but like when you realize like, oh, how is this girl talking, and then you realize, oh wait, it's not the girl. you're like, oh okay, that makes sense. Oh okay. But yeah, Link just does a great job of like planting seeds, showing you and not telling you until it's time, which is great. You know what I mean? So there's nothing more you could really say about Link Click other than just watch it, because you really won't understand why it's good without watching it. Just watch it. Just watch it. And I'm so glad they stopped the weekly mystery thing and just went with this whole one plot this season of like, all right, let's get into this actual like what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean? I don't know if we'll ever like understand why they have powers. I don't know if they're ever gonna get into that, but
yeah, maybe. We'll I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, because not everyone has powers. Like barely anyone actually has powers. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm curious. I'm curious like why they have powers, but it's like it's not a big deal if they don't explain it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So this is actually my last one as well. And I'm gonna end things off with Bungo Stray Dogs because I will keep saying this till the end of time. Bungo Stray Dogs is the most slept on anime I have ever seen. Like literally season 5 is such a cat and mouse. You don't know who's gonna win really, because it's like this last episode that just happened, you thought the detective agency figured this out. And then now you're like, oh wait, they were getting played all along. So it's like it's up in the air of who's gonna win. Like it's like it's so interesting how they're combining all these characters, all these backstories, all the branches that are like spreading out to every single character. It's like it's all coming to one. It's like everything is making sense in this one convoluted war. It's kind of like a war almost, but not really. It's a war against time at this point. Like they're running out of time of like, if we don't stop this now, we lost. like that's basically what it is. And it's like I don't know what else to say about Bungo Stray Dogs at this point. Like we got everyone's backstory that matters. We have everyone's motives. This is season 5. Like if the series ended now, with this season, it makes sense. It makes total sense. There is one unfortunate thing that I will say about Bungo Stray Dogs is they made this one guy so powerful to the point where if the point is for him to get to be defeated by the detective agency, I don't know how. Like with knowing everyone's abilities and knowing what he's capable of, I'm just like, I'm scared they're gonna just ass pull a way out of this because of how powerful he is. So I'm like, all right, please make this make sense. That's all I ask. Please end things off to where it makes total sense and do whatever it takes to explain how this happened. Just please, like, yeah. Bungo Stray Dogs, amazing. Please watch it. RJ, I know you've never seen it, but you said it's on your watch list, and it should. It should be on everyone's watch list.
It's on the watch list. After Chiara for you, I'm getting to it.
Yeah. But I think that's it, man. I think that's all that needs to be said about this. How would you rank this season in terms of like from an S to like an F rank? How would you rank this season?
I think this season is a solid B, low A tier. To be honest, I feel like a lot of people slept on this season for real. I do feel like that this season did show out in a way that we've seen before, but in a way that's really cool because a lot of people thought that JJK and Bleach were going to hold down this season, and JJK is making a comeback. Bleach, not so much.
Not so much.
Bleach is still within its own fandom, to be honest. But yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't at all. Like they didn't at all. And I feel like this season is proof that the anime community is kind of you'll hear me say this in a future video, but I feel like this is proof that the anime community is kind of spreading their wings a little bit more, you know, getting away from the popular battle shonen titles and starting to explore more stuff. So I consider the season solid B tier.
Yeah. I would agree with a B. Just because I think if your season's carried by sequels, I think that's not a great thing. We've had, you know, some bangers, Zom 100, My Happy Marriage. What is it? You said something. Oh, the Undead Murder Farce. Apparently it's great. You know, I wouldn't know, but I'll get to it. A few, like just a small amount. But I would still say this season's carried by sequels. You know what I mean? For sure. There's so many, and a lot of them ended up turning out great. You know, Mushoku Tensei, Link Click, Bungo Stray Dogs. I think all those like just ended up turning out really good. But yeah, there are people in my comment section of some of my videos that are like, man, this season low-key was ass. And I'm like, ass? It's because you're only watching JJK and Bleach. Okay, that's probably why. I get it. But if you actually like go out there and try out other things, there's a lot out there for you. There's a lot of seasons that are hitting, but yeah, I would say the same thing about a B rank. If there are like 3 anime, you would just tell people, if you think it's ass, watch these anime. Well, what would you say?
Undead Murder Farce is one. Link Click is another. And Zom 100 would be my top 3.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I would say definitely Zom 100, Link Click, and Mushoku Tensei. I would say just watch those. Like they are good anime. I don't recommend Bungo Stray Dogs, even though it's my favorite this season, just because it's 5 seasons.
Season 5. So.
No, it's a season 5, guys. Like, there's a lot to catch up on. Trust me. But yeah, this season's been amazing. Well, not amazing. It's been good.
It's been good.
It's been good. I don't know what to expect for next season. It's looking kind of bare, to be honest with you, but I think it'll still be enjoyable for sure.
I think next season is contender for best season of the year.
Explain.
Because there are a lot of anime that I'm excited for. So we have, you know, Spy Family season 2. Dr. Stone is coming back. The Free Run anime is coming back. Go into that one blind. I recommend to go into that one blind.
Is Free Run just a fantasy, or is it isekai?
It's a fantasy.
It's just a fantasy. Okay.
It's just a fantasy. It's not isekai at all.
Because I'm not gonna lie, the elf was giving isekai vibes. I don't know.
No, it's not an isekai at all. It's a fantasy. So
okay, good. All right.
The Apothecary Diaries is I think probably gonna be best of the season. Just from I know nothing about it. I know absolutely nothing about it. I've seen a trailer and I just have a gut feeling. I was like, I'm gonna love this show. So I could be wrong. It could be me talking out of my ass, but I think Apothecary Diaries is gonna be good. Undead Unluck. I finally get to check out Undead Unluck. Comes out next season as well.
Okay.
The Ancient Magus Bride season 2 part 2 comes out. So Ancient Magus Bride fans continuing that.
Nice.
The Deranged Detective, which is from the same mangaka as Hitman Reborn. So Hitman Reborn fans, get excited for that one. FLCL is coming back, but we don't have to talk about that. The FLCL is coming back. We don't have to talk about that. There's a couple of interesting ones. Toledan Hanako is also coming back. There's 2 car animes coming out. MF Ghost and Overtake.
I've seen overtake.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from those, but they look promising to say the least. And yeah, that's just to name a few. We got a lot of really anticipated shows of the year coming out in fall because I guess they were pushed back to fall.
Okay.
And like I said, this is just me from watching the trailers. Like, you know, I didn't watch the trailer for Undead Murder Farce, and it's my favorite of the season. So there could be an anime that I watch and be like, oh my god, this is great. So, you know, still don't know.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I saw this season, and all I saw was a bunch of like things that looked like isekai. So I was just like, man, this looks kind of mid. That's all I saw. Also, I saw Sheila Hero season 3, and I was like, nope. No. Oh, yo, dude, I also saw Goblin Slayer season 2, and I'm like, this got greenlit.
Yeah, it got greenlit somehow. I don't know, but Goblin Slayer season 2 is gonna be here in the fall. I don't know.
This is gonna be the new Twitter hating anime. Goblin Slayer season 2 for sure.
Most definitely. But yeah, I think fall is a good contender. It might fall short. Like I said, it's not a shoe in, but it might fall short. But right now, I mean, let's be honest, spring is was the best season of the year.
Spring is still the best.
Spring was the best season of the year. It might go down as the best season of the year. Fall really has to come hitting, but spring might go down as the best season of the year.
If I could add one more thing, Captain Tsubasa, the remake, season 2 is finally coming out. I watched Captain Tsubasa a long time ago. I loved it. Man, it took so long for them to finally come out with this season 2. I'm actually excited because it's a combination of it's a sports anime and the old school charm of it is just like it's hard to get, and Captain Tsubasa somehow gets it right. And I'm like, yeah, I'm excited for it. And I don't know, it's a classic for a reason. I'm just saying it is. As well as Undead Unluck. Literally, I'm only gonna watch it because it's done by David Production and they do JoJo's and Fire Force. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But yeah, anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here, RJ?
No, just watch more anime as always.
Yeah,
you know, get out there, spread your wings, watch more anime. There's some good shit out there. Yeah, you should watch more anime.
Yeah, this season was not ass. Like some people say it is. It's actually pretty good for what it is. As long as you like venture out besides Battle Shonen, you'll have a great time. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Shout out RJ and On the Rise for coming back out here. They are doing great things over on their YouTube channel and Twitch. Please check them out. I'll have their links in the description down below. But yeah. Thank you guys for everything. Shout out to Astro for editing this because he is a beast and he fits the vibe of this show. Shout out to you. And Casual Takes is coming in strong. I'll tell you that, man. I'm loving the rebrand of everything. I'm having a lot of fun, for real. Anyways, thank you guys for everything. I'll catch you guys later.